Well, hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing well. Now, today, I have a lot of work going on in the backyard. Lots of saws and hammering, and so they're actually starting to lay the tile. About 2,400 square feet of porcelain tile is going down right now. So lots of cutting. Lots of noises, so if you hear it in the background, just ignore it. Try to, anyways. But yesterday, my outdoor kitchen went in, which looks awesome. Super excited about that. I'm out there pretending I'm grilling, right? Opened the grill. Nothing's hooked up yet, but I'm all pretending. And, oh, yeah, hand me a steak. Oh, yeah, hand me some lobster. Oh, yeah, I'm doing this great job grilling. So I'm super excited about that. But, yeah. How's everyone doing today? Everyone doing well, I hope? Now, last week, I had some issues with YouTube, not streaming to YouTube. So, I think I'm on Twitch. I think Twitch is working. But I'm going to hop over to YouTube really quick and just see if it's working. Like, I don't know if it's working or not. So let me hop over there and see if my stream is. Uh-oh. Is it working? I don't see anyone from YouTube commenting, so I'm not sure if I'm. No. Nope, it's not. It says I'm offline. Very strange. I don't know how to fix that. Restream. Apparently it's not connecting to YouTube. Let me check my Restream dashboard right quick. Yeah, very strange. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Sorry, YouTube. Guess it's not going to happen for you today. Anyways. Might as well not let that keep us down. We shall continue without YouTube streaming. I'll figure that out. I'll go back into my settings and try to figure out why I'm not streaming to YouTube. So far, I'm only hitting 50% on these streams on using Restream. So I'm not sure if... I didn't change anything in Restream, so it might be a service issue. I might just need to abandon Restream altogether because maybe it's not working like it's supposed to. Anyways, today we are going to continue our... Oh, what's that? I got the noise, but I didn't get the notification. Thank you for whoever just followed me. I did not see the name pop up. I'm very sorry, but thank you. But yeah, today we're going to continue building our WPF Outlook type application using Prism. Martin Van Stam. It was me. Thank you. Thank you for the follow, Martin. Yeah. So let's go ahead and just hop over to our code real quick. And your notifications are off. Yeah, that's probably what it is. I'll need to turn those back on. Let's... Oh, wait. I've just saw one. I think I just saw one, like a glimpse. Der Gutvlad. Hello, thanks for joining. We're going to be doing some Prism WPF region navigation cool stuff today. Region extension behaviors, like all kinds of crazy stuff. I kind of forgot where we left off, so I see we created a dependent view region behaviors. Let me run the application. Just to give myself a refresher. Because I think what we were doing is, as we would navigate... Yeah, let me hold on, it's over here. Yeah, as we would pop around and navigate from here, we would actually inject the tab for the associated view, right? That's what we were doing. So as I click around, if I go to contacts, I'd get a contacts tab. If I go to mail, I would get the mail tab, right? And I still got to figure out what's causing that. So the way we were going to do that is we actually created an attribute. Actually, we renamed it from ribbon tab. Let me rename this. I might be in the way. Hold on. Let me get out of the way. See that? Yeah. That's named wrong. Let's rename that. That's better. So we're using this attribute, right? And what we want to do is we want to simply attribute the view. So for example, if I go to my mail list view, I want to attribute the view with the tab, the type of the tab, and which region to put it into. And this will allow me to associate all kinds of tabs or views in all kinds of different regions, right? I thought that was a pretty slick approach. So in order to support this, we're going to be creating what's called a region behavior, okay? Now, we briefly talked about regions, right? A region is simply a placeholder for content, okay? And Prism is going to expect you to inject content into these regions, and that's how you update your views. And you can have multiple regions all throughout your app. And remember, the way that view or that control gets into that region is with a region adapter. The adapter is simply a class that takes the incoming view and sticks it in your region. And we created an adapter here, our region adapter for the ribbon, and we adapted it. We basically said, yeah, whenever a ribbon tab item comes in, add it to the tabs collection, right? Simple. That's all a region adapter does. So what's a region behavior? Oh, this is one of those pro tips, right? Not a lot of people know about these, but these are super powerful and useful. I use these all the time, constantly. So essentially what a region behavior is, it's a class that allows you to attach behaviors or additional logic to a region, okay? So in this case, we're going to create a region behavior that allows us to look at the incoming view, read all of the attributes that we put at the top, and then we're going to say, hey, what view are they trying to inject in what region? Then we're going to read those attributes and say, oh yeah, he wants a tab control, right? Oh, he wants a tab item, and he's going to stick it in this region, right? And so we'll be able to respond to views being added or removed to regions and do some extra code, right? It's kind of like, my mind's going blank right now, but there's a design pattern that describes this perfectly. And I can't believe I'm forgetting this off the top of my head because I'm like the design pattern guy. But yeah, my mind totally went blank. It's not the adapter pattern. Component pattern? I don't remember. If you guys remember, put it in the chat window. I totally forgot. I can't believe I did. Decorator. No, is it decorator? No, it's not decorator. I don't remember the name of it. However, it essentially allows us to provide more functionality in response to views being added or removed to a region. So it's pretty easy to do this. First, we're going to start. We already created the dependent view region behavior class in the last stream. So we're going to go ahead and finish this out because this is a region behavior. We'll add our namespaces here. Right? We'll probably need to implement the abstract class, which overrides the onAttached. Okay. So this is going to be very similar to a region adapter. We're going to have a access to the region and the views and active views collection. So this is actually a property. Say we can say region, and you see we have active views, and then we have views. Okay. So the first decision we have to make is what collection are we going to hook into? So we have to really think about this. We have to really focus. How is this going to function? Okay, let me run this again because we really have to understand how this is going to function in order to hook into the right collection. It's going to be either views or active views. Okay. And there we go. Make this a little bigger. So remember, the views collection changes when you add a view to a region. So for example, I'm gonna navigate to the contacts and boom, we just added a view to the region for the first time. Okay. And if I go to mail, we actually have to select something here. When I clicked on personal folder, we added a region to the view for the first time. Z-Dorol, XI, oh man. Is it Xi? Z? XI? How do I say that? Well, thank you for the follow. So if we think about how this functions, we have the ability. So your first thought might be, oh, well, it's views, because anytime we add a view, right, we want to put the ribbon tab at the top. But think about this. When I navigate back and forth, we're not adding a view again. It's the same view, right? So if I go back to contacts, we didn't re-add that. That's already there. It's already in the region. What's happening is we're activating it, right? So when I navigate to mail and hit delete it or inbox, it's the same view. It's just being activated. So you can think of a region as like a deck of cards, okay? And every time you add a view to that collection, it just gets stacked on top of each other, just like this. Views are not removed from regions unless you specifically remove them. Otherwise, they stay there forever until you, one, say region.remove this view, or two, you use the region member lifetime attribute or interface to tell Prism to get rid of it when it's done. But we're not doing any of that. So that means that we have this deck of cards, this layer of views, and as we navigate or switch back and forth, we're activating or bringing the bottom card to the top, right? So we're activating these views. So that tells us that we actually want to use the active views. Collection changed equals right there. Okay, looks good. And then I will get rid of this. And we'll add that namespace there. Okay, cool. And now we're gonna have to do the good old if e.action equals add. We're going to do something. Else if, oh, I'm sorry, I missed that notification too. If e.action equals remove, we're going to do something else, right? Okay, pretty straightforward so far. So before we really get deep into the code, let's take a moment to actually register this region behavior. Okay, so I want to test some breakpoints. I want to make sure that this is working as I would expect it to work. In order to do that, we actually have to provide a unique key to a region behavior. In this case, we'll call it public const string. I just call it key, I guess. A behavior key. I don't know. Behavior key sound good to you guys? Yeah, it sounds good to me. And we'll just call it the name of the class. That's fine. The reason we need to do this. Hey there, GSW. Thanks for joining. The reason we need to do this is because this is how we register a region behavior with Prism. Now, there are a couple of different ways to register these region behaviors. Frantic. Ding-a-ling. Is that what I say? Dinga? Frantic. Thanks for joining. Thanks for follow. Now, there's a couple of different ways that we can register a region behavior. One is we can register a region behavior specifically to a region or a region adapter. For example, I can come into this region adapter, and I think there's a method called override attach behaviors. Right there. This is where we can attach our region behaviors directly to a region adapter. Yes, I got it right. Frantic dingling. Thank you. Yes, I'm normally really bad at reading those so quickly. I'm proud of myself. Thank you. Yeah, so by attaching it to the region adapter specifically, what this buys you, or what this gives you, is the behaviors will only apply to views injected into that specific region type, right? So if you had multiple, so if we put one here on the region, on the ribbon region adapter, what's this? So look, you have a dashboard that you can look at, so you don't have to try to catch the notification live. Yes, well, however, I am using a product called the Restream. And Restream is supposed to allow me to stream to multiple platforms like YouTube and Mixer and all that. However, it's not working. Like right now, only Twitch is working. So I think Restream is a big bust, and I'll probably drop it. I don't know. I might give it one more chance. That way I do get a dashboard. I will get a dashboard of all this stuff because I don't get that now. Okay. So by attaching it to the region adapter itself, the region behavior would only apply to anything that goes into that component that uses that adapter, right? Now, we don't want to do that. Our approach is this is the dependent view region of behavior. I want to be able to have any view, inject any view into any region. So in this case, we're going to register it with Prism as a whole. Like every single region out there is going to get this. To do that, we have to go into our app.xaml.cs. Zulex, yeah, I caught that it wasn't working for YouTube, which is interesting because I heard good things about it. Also, I was talking about Twitch's actual dashboard, just trying to help. Yeah, I totally get it, man. I used to have the Twitch dashboard up, but when I switched to Restream, it didn't do me a lot of good. I'm going to have to see why Restream is not working with YouTube, because it worked the first 2 times, I think, and now it just doesn't work. It's very strange. All right. Now let's register that region behavior with all regions. And I haven't done this in a while, so bear with me. I think it's, configure default region behaviors. And I think it's pretty easy. Region behaviors, not create, add if missing. That's what it is, add if missing. This is the key I was talking about. And so this is dependent view region behavior dot behavior key, and then the type, which is type of dependent view region behavior. Okay, that's it. That's all there is to it. So let me test this. We have a breakpoint. I'm gonna start the app here, and let's just make sure this was registered and boom, look, perfect. We hit our breakpoint. We know that our region behavior is hooked up, and we can start writing some code against it. Beautiful. Alrighty. Now we have to really think, because this is a complex problem. This gets hard. If we think about what's going on, we have this view. And this view is being added to a region. We don't know what region it is. It's just being added to a region. So when we enter this, we're done in here. When we enter this add here, we know we need to get the attributes, right? If I can spell. We need to get the attributes. It doesn't matter. I'm a horrible speller. What else do we need to do? Once we have the attributes, so for each attribute, we need to create the view, find the region, right? And then inject the view into the region. Okay. That makes sense. What? The real Brian... Okay, someone's being funny. The real Brian Lagunas just joined. I have a feeling I know who that is. But I don't want to say just in case I'm completely wrong. But yeah. Very funny. The real Brian Lagunas. I need Scooby-Doo and the crew to unveil that masked character. Hi, Brian. I'm Brian. No, I'm Brian. You're Brian? I'm the real Brian Lagunas. Look, I'm right here, flesh and blood, talking to you. Okay. So if we think through this, we need attributes. We need to loop through each one of those attributes. So we know we need... I like C# boys. Since we're gonna have attributes, we know we need a method to help us get attributes off the view, right? So we'll start there. So we'll start with a private. Whoop, man, I really can't type today. Private static void. No, not void. Not void. We're returning attributes. I need a enumerable of T. Right? Sounds right. And we'll call it get custom attributes. We'll start here. All right. So we need T. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Okay. And we probably need the type. And then, now we can fix this. We can return type dot. It's been a while since I've done reflection here. I think they have a get custom attributes of right, something like that. I'm sure I have to add a using statement though. Using system dot reflection. Let me double check this. Oh, I guess I need system too. That'll help. And then what do we have here? We have bool inherit. Nope. Attribute. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be type. So I'm going to say T. So type of T. And then I think it's the type that attribute type. Let's look at these. Yeah, I think it's attribute type. Inherit true. Right? I think that, yeah. And then of something doesn't seem right to me. I think there used to be an of type T, right? I'm not crazy, am I? Oh, because that's a link thing. I think, yeah, so I'm going to pass in the type. The T is our attribute, right? So this is how I'm getting my attributes, right here. So I'm going to say, get the custom attributes, and I'm going to get a list of them. So for example, I can simply say, what can I say? I can say var ats equals get custom attributes of T, which is the dependent view attribute, type of, and I need my view. So, for each var view in e dot new items, see here, type of view. Seems about right. Okay, what am I getting here? I'm saying type of view, right? What am I doing wrong? Anyone got any clues? Oh, maybe. Oh, wait a minute. I can't do type. Come on, guys. Has it been that long since I've written code? I don't think so. Okay. So I have my attributes. So now we have to loop through these, right? And then for each of those, this is where we need to create the view. Actually, we need more than creating the view, don't we? Don't we? Yes, we do. Because we're gonna have to keep track of the view, and we have to know the region. We need another object. I'm pretty sure we need another object. For now, I'm gonna stick it down here. I think we need a public class, maybe a struct. We could probably do a struct, but we'll do a class for now. Dependent view info. And it's probably gonna be a public, well, I'll just do this. Object view string region. Because when we read that, we gotta, well, would we keep the type or would we keep the actual view instance? I'm pretty sure we need the actual view instance here. We'll find out real quick. Okay, so now we're going to loop through all the attributes and we're going to read that information and we have to store that off, because what that gives us is we have the region and the type. So let's think about this, shall we? Think. See, this gets a little difficult. I think yeah, we need to create var info equals new dependent view info dot region equals attribute. Nope, sorry. att.region. And then info.view, this is where we create an instance of the view, right? Doesn't that seem right to you? I think so. No comments yet, so I'm assume I'm doing this right. So what I'm going, actually, we need another method. I'm not going to have all that up there. We're going to, no, not void. Dependent view info. Yeah. Create. Oh my gosh. Right, we need this. And then something like that. I think we need to do something like this. I think this is kind of what we need here. And then in here, var info equals new dependent view info. And then we can return that info object. And so we'll say info.region equals attribute.region. Okay, now We need to create the view instance. Okay, so that's this part is going to move out to here, down here. So now we need to create this view instance. We could use activator.createInstance. We could use our container, though we should probably use our container. What do you think? Should we use a container or should we use an activator.createInstance? Let's test something. Okay. So if, yeah, Freddie Adrian, yeah. Frantic Diggling, hey, thanks for joining. Have a good day. You can catch this on my YouTube channel if you want to see the final result. Thanks for joining. Okay, so let's use a container. However, we want to be container agnostic. Okay. Now in Prism 7.2, we've kind of mentioned already, but we have this new concept of what's called a container provider and a container registry. However, those interfaces are not registered in Prism to where you could just inject them. Like if I said I container provider, whatever, I container provider, this will not work because this is not registered with Prism, because Prism really wants to discourage you from passing the container around. However, Prism understands that sometimes you have to do that. Like there's just like in this case, this would be a good place to have the container, but you won't use iContainer provider. It's harder to find than that. I think it's a iContainer extension. Heck, yes. And the container is actually a combination. The container extension is a combination of iContainer provider and iContainer registry put together. So from the single interface, you can register and resolve throughout your application. So let's go ahead and we will initialize that bad boy. And in here, we will say info.view equals container.resolve type of attribute. Oh, wait. The attribute already has a type. That's all we have is a type. Attribute.type. That should do it. And then that gives us our dependent view info that we need. Okay, let's go ahead and step through this real quick. So I think we're right so far. I think we're doing good. Okay, so I don't know what view we're on. Let's see. Mail list. Oh, we actually hit the mail list. Okay. Perfect. So we create this. Here's the region, ribbon region. The type is home tab. So we have the home tab. Yep, ribbon region and then the home tab. Okay, so that worked. And let's just double check. Let's click somewhere else just to make sure we don't have any errors. I'm pretty sure that this will return null and it won't go into this. Oh, no, it does go into that. What view is this? View A. Oh, yeah, because we added a attribute to that. Ribbon region, home tab from menus and contacts. Okay, so this is working. That's working. Perfect. And I still don't know why that's happening. Okay, so that's functional. we have the create dependent view info. So for each one of those, you know what this tells me? If we're going to have multiple, we need a collection to hold on to these, right? I'm pretty sure var dependent views equals a new list. And this is going to be a dependent view info. We need to keep a list of these. Right? Yeah, we have to have a list of those, because if we can have multiple attributes on one view, then when we get through that view, we have to be able to add that, add all of them. And so once we're through each of those views, we need to inject them. Here. Right? That's where we need to do it. We have the current view, which is view. We have a list of all of the dependent views. Now, once we have that list, we have to loop through that list and then inject those views into their respective regions. That sounds about right. Doesn't that sound right to you guys? That sounds right to me. Okay. So we'll say dependent views. Should I do a for each off this? Yeah. And then we have a region. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I can get the region manager off the region. Boom. Dot. Now, do I want to... Okay. Item.region dot add item dot view instance. Okay, let's look at this. I think this is what we need to do. It's rough. It's really rough. We're not done yet, but I'm pretty sure we're in the right direction. Okay, so let's run this. What I'm expecting to see is a ribbon tab called Home at the top. Shazam! Look at that. Right there. Okay. Now we're going to navigate to Contacts. And we get our Contacts tab. Okay. So now we see we have some problems, right? No, easy to fix. But let's analyze what's going on. First off, we did inject a dependent view. Perfectly. It worked perfectly. However, when we navigated to another view, the previous ribbon was not removed, and the target view tab was added to the current collection. So we're not removing anything, which makes sense because if we look at our code here, we're not removing any of our tabs. So that makes sense. But you can see we're getting multiple instances as I go back. We're recreating them. We're recreating these bad boys. We need to cache these things. We need to keep track of a view and each of its associated dependent views. Right? So let's do a dictionary, object, and then an iList of dependent view info. Dependent view cache. And that's a private, so I gotta do this, right? So we have to make sure that we're keeping track of these. So that means check if view already has dependents, right? If it does, use those. If not, create them. I think that makes sense. All right. So let's think. Let's think. So this is definitely in the else statement. So we need an if, and we need an else. Now, all of this goes there. If dependent views cache dot contains key, would it be key? Or would it just be contains? We're using I'm using the view instance, this, as the key. So contains key view. Okay, so if it contains that, reuse. Right? Else, we're creating them. So, okay, we have this. We have that. And we also have to remove them. We also have to... I think... So we might need to do a check. I want to keep going with the add here. So I'm probably going to have to add, if I'm going to say, hey, after we created all these, dependent view cache, add, view, dependent views. And anytime you do this, we should probably do a check. If dependent view cache dot contains key view. If it doesn't already contain it. However, this should not be possible. Like, we shouldn't hit this line of code because we've already done that check here. So maybe I don't need that because I've already done that check. We'll add it if we need it because that check is done right here. I don't need to do that again. Okay, so if it already contains the view, we want to reuse them. Okay. Right? That makes sense. Oh, wait. Oh, not like that. It's not an index-based thing, right? I thought I had a... Do I not have a... I could have swore that was index-based. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I should be able to do that. Can I not do that? Am I missing something? That should totally work, right? I'm using this as the key. It should return my list. Dependent view cache. It's a dictionary. That's my key. It should give me a list of right? Yes, it says it right here. Do I have to do this? Oh, I did. Well, that's weird. How weird is that? That should have totally worked. Didn't like the var. Frankus, you are a Microsoft MVP? Microsoft's most valuable player? Microsoft's minimal value product? I don't even know what that stands for. Most, I don't know. Someone think of something witty and put it in the chat box so I can use it. Okay, so now, see, now this is busted. Something is weird here. Something is very weird. I should have been able to do that. You know what? I will make this easy for everybody. I will just get rid of the interface. There, fixed. Must have been some type of weird, like, in my mind that should have worked. It didn't like the var. It didn't know the list was an iList apparently. I don't know. No problem, fixed. Okay, so if it contains the views, we're going to reuse that. So this also means, in this specific case here, yeah, view to list. Yeah, I just fixed the dictionary to actually, instead of using an iList, I just fixed it to use a list, and that seemed to work. So, okay. So this should be pretty straightforward. Not if. We need a for each var view and e.old items. Right? Now we're going to say if the dependent view cache contains the key view, we need to loop through each one of the, basically we need to do this, right? Dependent view cache index of view. You know what? Let's rename this one just so we're clear. There. Dependent view cache index of our old view. Okay, dot for each. Now we should be able to do this. I'm assuming. And instead of add, we should be able to remove. Right? So for all the old items, we're going to look in our cache, and if that view has any dependent views in our cache, we're going to get that list of views. Maybe we should write this a little easier. Var just to make it more clear what's going on. Right? So we loop through, we get all the dependent views from the view being removed. And for each of that, we're going to remove that dependent view instance from the region. I think, right? Let's try it. I think we solved most of our problems here. I think. I'm pretty sure. Hey, looky there. Yes. Okay. We're doing pretty good. So now I'm able to change my tab based on the view that is being added to this region here, the content region. So this is really freaking cool what's going on. If you really think about it, we have 3 different regions. We have this tab region, we have this Outlook region, and we have this content region. None of the views in any of these regions really know about each other, really. Right? So as I navigate to my mail inbox, I get a view injected here, and then this view says, oh, I have a dependent view called the mail or the home tab that I'm going to stick into the ribbon whenever I'm created. And so now we've implemented that behavior. That is freaking awesome. So that's how easy it is to swap back and forth and change out your tabs based on the context of what you're navigated to. Now, I'm pretty sure that's is that it though? I have a feeling we'll come back to this. I don't think we're done here. Because this cache is never getting cleared. For one, we never clear this cache, right? So we have to have some type of, right here, if being permanently, if being permanently removed, remove from cache, right? Yeah. So for example, something like this. If should keep alive old view. Then dependent view cache dot remove old view. But what determines? What do we use as the, hey, this shouldn't be kept alive? We should destroy this. Well, Prism has a concept of region member lifetime. So we have an interface, right, that we can check. And so we could say, if the view implements that, so if the old view implements this lifetime, then we can remove. Right? Otherwise, whoops, we're going to return true on that. Should we do that now? I'm not sure we need to do this now. Let's just leave a to-do here. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we go ahead and implement this now? You tell me. We can come back to it, or we could just implement it. What do you want to do? I'll just watch my chat and see what you want to do. Do it. Do it. Okay. All right. So I reach member lifetime. Let's see. We need to check the view to see if it implements I reach member lifetime. Right? And we need to check its data context. Okay, let's start there. Yeah, okay. We'll go void for now. Actually, do I want to do void? No, I want to do... What do I want to do? I reach member lifetime. Get view or data context lifetime. Something like that. And then we need the object, which is the view. Right? And we'll return null for now. So this is one of those if view is I region member lifetime. And then we can give it a name, right? This is that new syntax. I don't know what to name it. Crap. I don't know. What do you want to name it? I don't know. Region lifetime? Sure. So we do this. So if the view, then return view. Right? Oh, no, return. Got to return this. Sorry. Okay. Then, if the view is a framework element, oh, come on. Framework element. Region lifetime, element lifetime, framework region, framework element. Sure. Framework element. Then we actually want to check the data context of this. I want to check the data context. So can I say return fe.dataContext as I region member lifetime? And if that's null, if that's right, that's not true, then it'd be null. So var region lifetime equals get view or data context lifetime old view. Now, if I get the lifetime, I can check if it's null, right? And so if it's null, then we're keeping it alive. If it's not null, okay. If region lifetime not equal null, return region lifetime dot keep alive. Otherwise, we're keeping it alive. We're saying yes, true. So what this will do is this is going to allow us to control if a view should be kept alive and if it's not kept alive. So for example, let's do this to like, I think we did contacts, view. Let's just do the view model. We can do region member lifetime. And here, false. Don't keep it alive. So this should basically remove it from the region whenever we navigate away from it. Like this is a permanent remove. So let's hit our breakpoint right here. Actually, right here. So, yep, we have a view here, right? Moving around. Go to contacts. Should we keep mail list alive? Let's find out. Lifetime is null. So that means, yes, we will keep it alive. Meaning if I come back to it, oh, okay, should we keep contacts view A alive? We said no. So we have a lifetime. And it's false. So we should come in here and it should remove just like we wanted it to. So now, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So we removed it from cache. What happens when we navigate back to it? That's the old view, which we know that will be null. So we're going to continue through that. And it's recreated and added back to cache just like we'd expect. Okay, we did it. Implemented. Perfect, 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 perfect. Is there anything else that you guys can think of that we need to do in here? So we have keep alive, right? I'm going to fix the spelling of that. That's annoying me. You know what? I could probably delete that too. Alrighty, see, I could delete that too. Any more of those? All right. I think we're good here. Let's pull this out into its own file. Okay, clean that up. Let me go back, just make sure. Yep, there's my dependent view info. Okay. I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm not sure actually. I mean, we could check for there's a region member lifetime attribute, but I'm not sure we really care about that right now. Because I don't use that attribute. I always use the interface because my stuff's more programmatic. We could do we could do it. Nah, let's just leave it as it is for now. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. Okay, I think we're good. Let's just double check I didn't break anything. Because I made code changes. I mean, this is pretty sweet, right? Okay. Yeah, we're changing our context. There we go. And you know, there's another thing about this tab. This tab is not styled right. And it's really annoying. I'm going to fix that right quick because that annoys the heck out of me. So let's fix that. Home tab. And it just has to do, I've run into this before. I think it's called set resource reference, a dependency property. I think we need to set the style property, right? And it is the object name. What goes here? I forgot what goes here. I think this is it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay, let's run this again. Let's see if our tabs look different. Getting themes to work properly in WPF can be painful sometimes. Just the logic or the process in which styles are applied. There we go. You see that? You see how it's not rounded anymore? It's that nice clean line. That's what I was expecting the first time. So yes, okay, so I fixed that problem. Perfect. We have a good looking tab now. Yeah, applying styles in WPF can just be painful sometimes. Okay. So we have that. What's next? What's next on the problems to solve list? Like, I want to solve the big problems before we start getting into any like logic. I want to solve all the architectural stuff. Okay. So, okay, I have a problem. Let's do this. There's a problem we need to figure out what's going on. A task was canceled. We're not using tasks. We're not using any tasks. Okay. I'm going to come into my mail list. And I'm actually going to change this to a button. Oops. And the content for this, I think we called it title. I just deleted it, so let's go into our view model. Mail list view model. Yep, title. Okay. I'm going to have a command on here. Command. Let's call it, I just need something simple. Test command. Okay. Now, actually, okay, we're going to delete this. Delete. Message box.show. Blah. There's our test command. Now, not that. Delete, not delete, but close. And I think we're done with the behavior. Well, maybe not. Maybe. Hold on. Okay, so blah. Let's run this. And then I'll explain the problem. I think this is our last major architectural issue we have to solve in this specific application. I think. We might run into more. Actually, we will run into more. Never mind. I already thought of another we're going to run into. Okay, so I'm in the mail here, right? Here's my button. And so when I click this button, I get this message box. However, I want this button to also invoke that very same command. Because I'm going to have to manipulate my items that are on this view from this ribbon bar. So for example, we have a list of emails, right? I select an email and I can click a button up here to delete it or mark it as read or flag it or whatever, right? Essentially, we need the mail tab to have the same data context as this view here. But keeping in mind, these are in two different regions altogether. They don't know about each other. So how in the heck are we going to get this button to invoke that command I just added? Right? Different regions. Heck, they could have been in separate assemblies for all we know. All we know is there's a view here and a view there. How do we get that view to support the same data context as the ribbon and the content region here? What do you think? What do you think we should do? I'll wait for a comment for some suggestions. We'll make this a paired programming, huh? Making me do all the work. Event aggregator. Okay, yeah, we could. Okay, so event aggregator. Let's think about this. If we did event aggregator, what would we do? What would be the process? So, or an application command. Okay, so let's go with the event aggregator first. If we did event aggregator, we would have an event that we subscribe to in the list view model, in the mail list. And then from the menu up here in this tab, when you click a button, you would invoke that event with the payload and everything to do what you need to do. That would work. That would totally work. However, I'm concerned about how much work that actually is. Like, would you have an event for every button? Right? Same thing with application command. Application command would totally work. It's like a global command. The good things about using either an application command or an event aggregator is that you can broadcast that message anywhere, right? However, in my mind, I want all my logic to really be in this mail list view model, like my add, my new, my delete, right? The flag is mark as red, flag, all that stuff. I really want it here. I want to try to keep my code base as simple as possible. And although those two will work, you could get them to work totally. I almost want to, I want to treat that tab as an extension of this view almost. Like it's almost the same view, just kind of split into two sections. So I want them to share the view model. To do that, I think the easiest approach is an interface. Oh, I must be running. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to add a new class here. I'm going to name it, actually interface, I support data context. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, this could just be a marker interface. I don't have to have anything on it, really. I don't have to have a true. I don't have to have a false. I just have to know that it supports it. So my idea is that first, this mail list, well, would it be on the list? Yeah, I'm going to say I support data context. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Hey. What's going on? Oh. That's what's going on. Okay. So I support data context, and then I want to add the same thing to my home tab. Right there. So essentially, I just want to hook this up. I just want to say, yeah, you're going to share the same data context. And so I'm going to set the data context of the tab to the same data context / view model of the view. That way, all my commands and all my logic can exist in that view model, the views view model. In this case, the mail list view model. And all the commands can be executed from the ribbon. But I will have direct access to any of the selected mail objects, right? Like I would have all that state that I can manipulate, and it's going to be stupid simple. Now, your question now is, we have this interface, but how do we make that connection? How do we say this tab has the same data context as this view? So think about that just for a second. Just think about that for a second. Where in our code base do we have access to both the dependent view and the view? The main view being injected. Any ideas? Any ideas? Where do we have access? This is my question to you. Put your answer in the chat. Where do we have access in our code base at this moment where we have access to both the view being injected into the region and any of the related dependent views that we're injecting into the other regions? Come on, you got this. You got this. Anybody? We might do the awkward silence until someone can answer this. No? Really? Okay. We just wrote it. Let's go back to our region behavior. Der gut, Vlad. Close. The region behavior. You said the region adapter. Very close. The region behavior. Remember, we just loop through all of these attributes. We have the view that's being injected here, right? So actually, let's do this. Let's rename this to new view, right? So we have the new view that's being injected into a region. And then we loop through all the attributes and we create the dependent view. And we have that dependent view right here, right? So now we could say, hey, if, how do we do this? Info.view, because we've already created that instance, is I support data context, right? And the new view, we should be able to do that, is I support data context. Then info.view, J Bravo, but from the interface perspective, you give a contract for all the view models, no? And if perhaps I don't want a method from the interface, maybe. Some views needs add, but no other. So in this specific case, the only contract I gave was that we're sharing view models. So this is an opt-in. This is 100% opt-in, right? So in this case, so info.view, we might have to check if the view is a framework element here. Hold on, let me just, before I lose my thought. So in this specific case, in my design, I want the tab to have the same data context as the view being injected. However, this is still completely opt-in because I'm checking. So we added this interface called I support data context, It has no contract members on it. We haven't defined it. It's a marker interface. I'm using this to let my code know that, yeah, I want them to be the same. And in those cases where I don't want them to be the same, just don't implement the interface on either the tab or on the view itself, and they won't share the data context between the views. So that's why I like this approach, because I get to opt in depending on the situation in the code base. All right, so in this case, in my app, I know that this is going to be a framework element. I know because I'm using navigation, and I'm not doing like view model navigation or anything like view model first or anything like that. So I know that this is a, you know what I could do? You know what I could do? I could do this. So this has done a couple of things. Okay? Just by having this, I'm already inferring that anything that supports I support data context is a framework element. It's a UI control. So you're not going to put this on a view model. This will only go on UI components that have a data context that can be shared. This is even better. That also eliminates the need for me to guess if this is a view model or not. I know this is a user control if it's an I support data context. I know it now. So all I have to do is like I support data context. Whoops. Actually, I probably need one more of those. Info.view.data context equals, you know what? Can't I, that new syntax, I can do this, right? View, info, data context, view, data context. Now, yeah, I can do that. Info, data context, dot, data context equals the views, data context. Woohoo! Man, I'm starting to dig this new syntax. That actually saved quite a bit of code. So now we're saying if both the dependent view and the view being injected into the region have this interface, I support data context, we're going to set the data context of the dependent view to that of the view being injected. Okay. I think that's all that we need to make it work. So let's go back to the Home tab. And we should have a command on this. I think I call it test command, right? Call it test command. So let's test this bad boy. All right, come on. Oh, there we are. Okay. The moment of truth. I'm going to click this button and I see my dialog, right? Yes, I do. I click this button and I see my dialog. Ah, it worked. It's amazing. Yes. That's it. Woo. Okay. So now, you know, imagine you're new, you're delete, mark as red, flag, categorize with this color. Like all that functionality is a breeze now. Your infrastructure is in place that we have set ourselves up for success. Like, that's it, man. That's it. We did it. It was easy. It was really easy. Okay. So we got that. We've proven that point. So let me go ahead and delete that command. because, well, I can leave it for now. I can leave it for now until we replace it with a real command. Just, we'll leave it there temporarily. I did notice something, though. So we're done in there, done here. Let's go back to this group. I'm going to run this because when the app first started up, we didn't have a... Oh, we did have a view. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be return mail list. Gotcha. Okay. See, I got confused because I didn't see a label here. So let's do this. First, what am I using? ID? That's what I'm using, ID. Just for giggles. We'll do that. Let's run that again. Just so I know, I gotta visually see that that view popping in there. There it is, default. Got it. Perfect. And yep, mail, contact, see that? Everything's working. Nothing's going to happen there because we didn't hook anything up there, but this one's going to work. That one's going to work. Sweet. Sweetness. I'm so excited. What is this? A task was canceled. I don't even know. Okay, let's look at this real quick. Copy details. Is there a call stack coming out right now? Or an output? Occurred at window base. What's going on at Windows base? I'm curious. Hold on. I am very curious if we put some code in the wrong place. Specifically, here. I'm curious if this is causing our problems. Let's find out. Because maybe I shouldn't have put it there. Now, we lost our awesome theme. It's kind of ugly, but we did. Okay. Okay. So this probably doesn't go here. That's probably a bad spot for it. How about here? Not on create shell. Override. Is there initialized? On initialized. Maybe that is a better spot for it. Let's find out. I've never seen that before. Okay, got that. Oh, okay. That worked. Worked fine. But do I want it there? Where do I want this? I don't think I want it there. I want to set it before. I want to set it before everything is... Jobu, please explain. You know, honestly, I have no idea what's causing that. My only thought, this is completely just random thoughts spewing out of my mind, is that by the time we get to the main window and the component has been initialized, you know what? Maybe, hold on, let me try something else. What if we put it before initialized component? What made me think that is the culprit? The reason I thought that was the culprit is because I've never had that issue before. And that's really the only line of code that seemed weird to me. And what I mean by weird is, hold on, let me test this. Nope, still happened there. See? I know, because I create enough Prism applications enough to know that Prism code does not cause that kind of exception. The only code that was different was the Infragistics theme, application theme being set. So that's why I knew to look at that, because I know for a fact Prism doesn't cause that problem. But I don't know the internals of an application theme being set. But I think I need to do this override. Maybe just initialize? Maybe before I initialize the shell? So now you're asking, why not keep it in onInitialized? Well, you couldn't see this. But onInitialized fires after the shell has been shown. That means the shell is shown, and then I saw the switch from the old theme to the new theme because it was set at runtime. There. Okay. So that's why onInitialized wouldn't work, because onInitialized is called after the shell is shown and after everything's done being initialized. So when this first launched on this other screen over here, you saw the default kind of ugly theme, the old school theme, and then the new theme was applied. So I need to apply the theme, application theme, before the shell is shown. And I still get that issue. I think I found a bug. Because that should work right there. So I could try this in one other spot. Instead of there. Whoops. Not on initialize, but initialize. This is the very first thing that occurs. So I'll delete that. So I may have found an issue. So I'll bring this over. Let's see what happens if I click here. Yeah. So it seems no matter where I put it, if we use it before the shell is shown, we get that issue. If we add it after the shell is shown, then there's no problem at all. So I need to find, I'm gonna put this back where I originally had it. Actually, I'm gonna keep it in here. We'll say initialize shell right there. I'm gonna keep it here because this has to do with initializing the shell. This makes sense. And then I am going to submit this as a bug to my team, because that is either I'm doing something wrong or I'm not using this properly. I mean, I guess I could look at the docs right quick, right? I mean, they may tell me exactly where to put it. So let's look. So Infragistics UI for WPF. I need to read the docs. I need to read the manual. Getting started. Documentation. Here we go. Theme manager. Working with the theme manager. Application level. Okay. Yeah, I did that. But it didn't tell me where to do it. Set the theme to an application. The theme is applied to all controls in the application, including supported Microsoft controls. Yep. Okay. Set it to theme bay. Okay. Apply a theme to the entire WPF application. Okay, got that. Yeah, obviously it matters where you set this, because I was getting that task problem there. Okay, so that didn't help me. Requirements. Set this to null will clear the applied theme. Okay. I will work with my colleagues to figure out why that happened. And I'll send them this application as a reproduction app so they can just run it. Cool. All right, so I think today, this is a good stopping point for today. I'm not sure what else we could do in the next 20 minutes, really. I mean, let me run this. Let's think about what we have to do here. We might be able to do some simple layout stuff. Where's the app? Right over here. Okay, so maybe we should start kind of designing out this view with some data. Like we have to have a list or a grid or something in here. And then on the right, the mail preview area, right? It's kind of what we have to do. So, I mean, we have some time. Let's knock this out. And I need to figure out, I'll talk to my team about that one. So let's go. We're done in here. We're done there. We're done here and there. Okay, mail list. So let's get rid of this button. And we probably need 2 columns. Right? And we'll do a column definition. And on this side, I'm just going to hard code this for now. We'll say 250. And then width on this side would be, we'll do asterisk that bad boy. What the heck? Okay, maybe not 250. I thought that was pixels, but okay. Why is it so big? Oh, because I'm zoomed in like crazy. Right? Is that why? All right. I need a grid. I need a grid control, so let's do this. Hey, my right-click menu is not working. Oh, there it goes. I was about to say, my right-click menu didn't want to work. And for logistics, browse, data grid, WPF, data grids, and I need it in my mail module. Yeah, right there. And we got to put it in the main executable as well. We'll install that. Yep. Alrighty. Looks like we're good here. So now we can define our data grid. I think IG, oh wait, did I even? Nope, I don't have that defined yet. Okay, so XMLNS, IG equals infragistics, WPF. IG, XAMPP data grid. We'll put that there. Maybe I should do auto on that. Because that shouldn't be that big. We'll try 150. Okay. And then on this side, I'll need another grid because this is going to contain my form, right? This is going to be like a big form. I don't know if this can be a user control yet, but essentially my form is going to go here. So let's add a background on this, just so I can not black. It's like a light blue. Okay. So we'll say grid.column. And we'll say min width, not height, width. Equals 250. Okay. We probably want a grid splitter in there as well. But let's just run this real quick. That way we can like resize, resize the thing. All right. So yes. Okay. Yeah, we need a grid splitter here. I can already resize that, so that's no problem. But I need a grid splitter there. And so what's going to happen is we'll have a list of emails here. And as we select on those emails, the details will show up here. And then we'll have buttons to manipulate these selected items in this grid. Okay. I like that. So let's see, what time is it? 11:40, call it 45 a.m. 15, what can we do in 15 minutes? 15, I don't want to get into services yet because we'll need a service. We'll need services to get our email, delete email, add email, edit email, all that stuff, send emails. So we'll need services for that. We're gonna need dialogues because I'll be able to, do like a new email, and the dialogue's gonna pop up, and I'm gonna hit send, it's gonna close. Or I can double click in my list of emails and it's gonna open up it's gonna open up the emails that I double click on, and I can have multiple instances of that. So we're gonna need dialogues, custom dialogues. And did I already upgrade this? I think I already upgraded. Let's test it. Mail list view model. Let's test it real quick. If I upgraded, I have a dialogue service. Yes. Okay, I upgraded. I have my dialogue service. Okay, so we'll use that for our dialogues. Delete. Yeah, okay, I'll delete that. Actually, yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and clean this up. We're done with that. Mail list. Let's go back to our menu. And we will get rid of this binding because we're done. We're done with that test. We proved it. It works. Okay. So I think that's it for today. I think we'll call it a day. A pretty successful day. We were able to write a custom region behavior, which many people probably have never heard of. But you can see just how powerful those things are. And like I said, I use them in every Prism app I write. They are super helpful, and they really unlock a huge potential in any Prism application. So we solved that problem. Now, next week, no, not even next week, maybe Thursday, because so I streamed last Friday, and it's Friday. No one really showed up. We only had 9 people. Well, and I can't blame you. It's Friday, so maybe Thursday. Maybe I'll do it Thursday morning, same time. We will continue writing this application, and I'm curious if we should start with the services first. Actually, we should probably populate with data first. We'll get some data on screen, some dummy data. Of course, I'm not going to connect to a real web server, but we can fake one. So we'll create some services. We'll populate our grid. We'll create some forms for us to display this information. And then, depending on how that goes, we may get into the dialogues on Thursday. If not Thursday, Friday, it will be Tuesday for sure. So what do you think? Do you think Thursday would be better than Friday? So should I stream on Tuesday, Thursdays? Tuesday, Fridays? What do you think would work best for your schedule? because I am here for you guys. Anybody? Any opinions? No opinions? Okay, no opinions. I'll just stream whenever I feel like it then. How about that? Durgut Vlad. Love the series. Very helpful as I develop primarily Prism WPF apps. Thursdays would fit better. And of course, Jay Bravo says Friday's good for him. So it looks like I can't please everybody. Luckily, I do back these up. I back the streams up. I archive them on my YouTube channel. So if you guys do miss a stream, you can find it on my YouTube channel and you can check it out. Gary, Thursday or Friday is fine with me. Perfect. I guess it depends on my schedule. I'll see about my Thursday. And I need to get that YouTube thing fixed. Like, I don't know why it won't stream to YouTube. It's very annoying. So if you see, like, I might actually do a test stream just for YouTube. So if you get an email like today, I'm not really streaming again. I'm just testing. So just to warn you. Okay, but anyways, thanks for joining me. We did a lot today. Hope you learned a lot. I know I'm still a little rusty. It's been a while since I've written one of those. Maybe try resetting your stream key. You know what? That's a great idea. I'm going to reset my stream key for YouTube and see if that works. But yeah, that's very strange. It just stopped working. So, but thank you very much for everyone for joining me. Thank you very much. And I will see you Thursday or Friday. It'll be a surprise. I'll surprise you. You don't know when it's coming. And the real Brian Lagunas, wherever you are, if that's really your name, I'm watching you.